Hey guys, Jonathan here with the Blue Wizard Project, just coming at you with the next part of my video of Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance. So, last time, if I'm not mistaken, I went up to the kind of top rightish area of the map. So just continuing on in that way. We'll see what I find here. I apologize about my voice. I kind of lost my voice a little bit a couple days ago, and it hasn't quite gotten back. So you can see there that the map is a bit more expanded than the last video. That's because there was probably about a good maybe 30-40 minutes of gameplay in between the last video and this one that I just kind of cut out. Nothing really eventful happened, didn't find any weapons, didn't battle any bosses or anything like that, or at least nothing exciting enough to put in the video. It's a relatively long game compared to what I'm used to playing with the Mega Man games, and I just figured you guys wouldn't want to see me just running through empty rooms. So, cut it out for you. I actually really do not envy Ian for what he's going to have to do with the editing for most of the Castlevania games, because he is going to have a really rough time trying to make these Metroidvania games into a coherent, easily viewed and easily edited video. So he's a little bit, he's at a little bit of an advantage over me because I believe he's played a lot of these games, so he's not wasting as much time running around doing useless stuff. Like I think when he said he did his Castlevania Symphony of the Night video, he's already played that game a bunch. He was streaming it with one of our buddies, and both of them kind of already know where to go in that game, so that cuts down on a lot of the backtracking and overlap and trying to figure out what to do in certain places. So for me, like every time I got an item, I was like, is this the thing that breaks this? Is this the thing that lets me get through this area? So here I'm going deeper and deeper into these depths of the under castle. These bomb guys are actually a lot easier than I thought they would be. Like, I thought, like, oh, these guys are going to wreck me, but they're fairly easy to kill and avoid. You're going to see pretty much for the rest of the game that anytime I can have the cross, I do, because the magic moves for the cross are kind of OP. I never really use battle items. Ian has brought this up in his Mega Man 8 videos, that, like, even in Mega Man, like, when I could be using it because enemies drop like recharging stuff, like I don't know why, standard weapon kind of guy. These bad guys are just your typical slimes. Curse makes it so I can't dash. Same with every game that's ever used a slime. When you hit them, they break into smaller slimes. Dead end. These bad guys are super weird, like just an impaled body on a sword, but the sword's like just bouncing around like a weird pogo stick thing. Alright, let's see what's going on here. My biggest regret with the way that I recorded this video is that I wish that when I opened the map up that I had made clear where I was going. I kind of wish that I didn't do the audio on this one afterwards. I did it because at the time I was recording with a lot of noise around me, and we're like really late at night, and I didn't want to wake up my wife. But it's kind of hard to go back and remember, like, where was I going at this part? It's a lot of like enemies take a lot of hits in this game too sometimes, so the action is not quite as fast paced as the old Mega Man games. I believe this is the box puzzle room. Yeah. So again, here's the thing, like, this castle's made for, like, does Dracula not actually, like, live in the castle? Like, does he just have the castle to stop people from finding him? And if so, why not just, you know, not put a door on it? Like, Dracula can fly, and from the boss fights I've seen in Ian's games, teleport. So the Belmonts can't do those things, at least as far as I'm aware. So just make a castle where the only way to get in is teleporting or flying. Okay, this room, I never figured out what these rooms are for. There's like these numbers down here in the bottom that's like 13,579 or whatever it just said. And I'm not quite sure. I always thought like maybe that number's like a code, or maybe I never checked if it like counted down, or I'm not sure what those rooms are for. I never found out. Again, I wasn't trying to get all the secrets in this game or 100% everything. So if you know, I'm sure Ian does, just put it in the comments. I'm curious, and I always forget to look it up by the time I'm done with these videos. So if it's in the comments, I'll see it. But yeah, going back to it, like, why doesn't Dracula just say, like, okay, my castle is just one giant tower with a window on top that only he can get to, and just make the tower really hard to climb, and then you're good. Okay, so I got that item. I backtracked a lot here, so that's why there was that cut in the video. And gonna keep making my way towards some rooms that I haven't explored yet, so... on the one hand, I did do a lot of backtracking in this game, which is kind of annoying, but the game was still pretty fun. Like, I never really found like I was like, oh no. Except towards the end when I didn't realize I could teleport and to different rooms. Okay, we got a boss fight coming up here. Oh, this guy. So this is like the Clayface kind of guy. He looks like Clayface from Batman the Animated Series. So what I like to imagine is that, like, after college, Dracula tried his hand at acting and in Gotham City, and it didn't work out because Dracula wasn't a great actor. If you've ever watched the opening to Symphony of the Night, you know that. But he met this dude who is an actor. I forget the Batman character's name. Again, comments if you know. Adrian will know for sure. And he, so he met Clayface, and like Clayface, you know, had a hard time because Batman kept beating him. So then Dracula was like, "Why don't you like come live in the basement of my castle?" And so he did, and that's where he dwells now. And he just like pukes his face out from time to time from drinking too much. Like he never got past his acting career. He's like, "Oh, I used to be something. I just drink all day in this goddamn basement." And like in the background you think that's blood, but it's actually Kool-Aid spiked with vodka, and that's why when he pukes up stuff it's got that red tinge to it. It's a little known Castlevania lore that Ian probably didn't know. And now he's dead. Count it. Get the little orb. Plum. These little skull things. This part's actually real cool. I really like this part. I wish I had gotten my live reaction to this one. So that little scream, and then you're like, oh, what's this pink water? That's weird. It's filling up with pink lemonade here. Obligatory elevator scene. A lot of the games Ian and I play. That would be like if we were the kind of channel that did like countdowns or top 10s, one would be top 10 elevators in the games Ian and I played. Mega Man has had a few, River City has had a few. I'm sure some of the other Castlevania games had some. I can't think of it right now, but yeah, here we go. It's not particularly hard because it moves fairly slowly, and these ghost guys are not nearly as hard as, like, say, the Medusa heads or anything like that. But this is the thing that's cool, just like you get up to the top and you're like, oh shit, that was pink blood. Oh, this thing. The thing that I find amusing though is that like that scream sounded very much like a human woman, but it turns out to be this giant green orc thing. So like, I like to imagine this large green creature that screams like like a human woman. I guess they only had the one recording. It was probably intended for the chick we're trying to save here. Okay, so here's a mirror that's for the room that I'm decorating that I don't know why. Also, I like to imagine that, like, because when you go back to the room, you see how big these items are. That Juice just has these, like, strapped onto his back, like a table and, like, a fucking bust of a head and, like, all of that kind of stuff. Just chilling as he's going through Dracula's castle. Yellowstone. That's, for my whip. So, like, I had the redstone already that did, fire damage. So Yellowstone does, lightning damage. This is one of the things that I kind of wish this game did a little bit better. And I don't know if it was just like hardware limitations or whatever, but like when you hit bad guys with these weapons, backtrack there again, guys. Sorry, you can see where I am on the map there. When you hit enemies with these weapons, it doesn't like show you an effect as so it's like does lightning damage, but doesn't show an effect. And as far as I know, nowhere in the game does it tell you like this kind of thing is better than this one. Mana Prism, that's an MP filling item. Here's the bust that I was talking about, the sage statue. Backtracking down to my little house here. So I've gone through a lot of the castle. So like that means like I've carried these two chairs, that table, that bust and the table it's on, this gigantic mirror. I've carried all of those into this room from around the castle. Easy stuff. Alright. So normally I would cut this part out because, you know, again, backtracking. But there's an area of the castle that I haven't explored in this general area, so I'm just going to make my way there. And you guys can see me from that. There's the giant floating sperm eye things. Yeah, so here's the bone place. Go back across. One thing that's kind of weird in this game is that like new areas don't necessarily have harder bad guys. Like these skeletons are like basically bitches because they're so easy. But this is a newer area, and I don't think I was supposed to explore it before it now, but who knows? Here's the skull walls, and like I don't know if this is like is it like a pattern, like a plate? Now I'm carrying a table on my back, or are those supposed to be actual skulls? How did this skull get in this room? Did they like build the room around it? Did they build the wall around it? Did it like crawl in here and like it just doesn't make sense, guys. It doesn't make sense. One thing that they didn't put in this game that I wish they did was the ability to jump and then dash. I feel like those are the standard Metroidvania things. Are like you get your slide, you get your double jump, you get your dash jump. Like this one. What is this? How did this get in here? Who fucking knows? Are these not even real skulls? Are they like plaster that like Dracula just has like a hobby? He's like, I like making weird fucking skulls. That's what I do in my free time while I'm waiting to die. Stuff stag. When I was first playing the game, I was like pretty tired when I got to that part, and I thought it said slutted stag, like just like a really loose, sexually immoral stag. Juiced, there you are. What's happened, Maxim? Have you found Liddy? How dare you ask me of Liddy? You're one of our captors, aren't you? Huh? What the hell are you talking about? Oh, nothing. Forget it. I know not the scope of your power, Belmont, but I will not let you have her. What's happened to you? You're not your normal self. I got new powers to surpass your strength, but first the woman. Farewell. May you rot away within the walls of this castle. Wait, Maxim. Is that truly Maxim? Do my eyes and ears deceive me? He's acting real fucking weird right now, man. Yeah, these guys are like lava skeletons or whatever. They're pretty easy. I don't know if you can actually kill them or not. I don't know if there's like an item that you can equip or use to... Those uncursed potions I almost never use just because cursed doesn't really last that long. And not that really. I think there's like one boss fight where I might have used it, but again, it's also an item, so the bane of my existence. But. Save room. I like that the save rooms are these giant D20s. I wonder, like, what's in those barrels, or do they just make empty barrels and just carry them around for the lulz? Can't jump the further. Flail guys. Also, who makes the clothes for all these skeletons? Is it Dracula? Is he an expert seamster? Is that the male word for seamstress? I was hiding under that shield, motherfucker. Alright, this guy, he actually isn't friends with Dracula. He's like that guy at the party that no one likes, and is like, that's why he hides under the shield, is like, at the party, people are like, who put that shield there? And then he's like, hey, what's up? I'm like, not you, Frank, you fucking idiot. No one invited you. And he's like, everyone loves Frank. But like, Frank, like, he makes like racist and sexist jokes because other people are doing it, but other people are doing it jokingly. But like, you can tell that Frank the Skull Knight, he really means it. And so it makes everyone like really uncomfortable. He always like brings the vibe down. He also doesn't have a hand for some reason. Like, one time he got drunk, and they were like at a party and everyone was like deep frying some food, and Frank got drunk, was like, check this shit out, and stuck his hand in there. And that's part of the reason why they also don't like him, is because he does dumb shit like that. They had to go to the hospital that night, and it like ruined the party, and no one got to eat the fried food because of him. And now he just kind of chills out in this room in Dracula's castle, waiting for his next party to crash. Yeah. Now the world is freed of Frank's party-ruined tyranny. And then I finally get my double jumps. So I told you number 1 is slide, number 2 is double jump. That's the formula. They don't stray from it. So, yeah, guys, that's the end of part 4 of Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Please stick around for more Castlevania goodness. Ian is also going through Mega Man 8, so you can check that out. Mega Man 8 is a hilariously bad one. Not so much the game. The game itself is actually pretty good from what I remember. Again, I've only played that one time, so I don't really remember. But the voice acting, oh dear God, it's so bad. Like it's like they went out of their way to get bad voice actors. So check that one out. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Make sure that you comment. Remember, for every monthly event that we do from here on out, you don't just get entered for donating. If you comment, we'll enter you in as well. So if you want to pick some games for Ian and I to slog through or enjoy our way through if you're merciful, please make sure you do that. Check us out on Facebook, on our community page, The Blue Wizard Project. And again, please remember to follow us here on YouTube. This has been Jonathan for The Blue Wizard Project. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.